What's going on, everybody? It is Josh here, your River City gamer, and today I'm going to bring you guys another awesome weapon review. But before I get into that, I would like to show you guys this site right here is Teespring, and on this site it has two shirts on here that I am promoting just to get a little bit extra cash for me for school, since work is kind of hard right now with my busy full-time schedule. So if you guys can just take a minute to go check it out, I'll leave a link in the description below and see if these shirts are for you. This one just a little what are you buying type Zer shirt, just simple white shirt with a River City Gamer logo in the background. If you like it, it's on Teespring there for $14.75. You got about less than 2 weeks in order to go pick one up if you want to buy one yourself. If not, no worries, no pressure on that. Just throwing it out there if you guys like it. The other two designs that I have is a Gallahorn shirt, which is one that I had a lot of buzz around last time I made it. Just bringing it back to see if I can get some more shirts sold on it this time. And it just basically says Gallahorn in the front, little fire in the background saying when in doubt, and in the back says Gallahorn with the fire solar damage emblem in the background. A few cents more, $15.25. But if you guys like it, go check it out. Maybe you guys maybe you have the extra money and go buy yourself a shirt. Show some support to your favorite River City gamer YouTuber. But other than that, enough plugging. Let's get right into the review, because that's why you guys are all here for. Let's jump into it right now. Alright, so today I'm going to be bringing you guys a weapon review on the Abyss Defiant. Now, the Abyss Defiant is an auto rifle only available by completing the bridge checkpoint of the Crota's End raid on hard mode. I've heard the drop rate for the Abyss Defiant is around 40 to 60%, but I'm not completely sure myself. It's definitely not a guaranteed drop. Real quick, let's go over the damage type and stats. The rifle's damage is solar and maxes out at 331. The base stats are as follow. Rate of fire is 88. Impact is 8. Range is 25, stability 44, reload 85, and a magazine size of 31 rounds. We can see that the Abyss Defiant is of the high rate of fire, low impact auto rifles. Judging the rifle itself off its base stats, one might find little to no reason at all to use the Abyss Defiant over other better legendary auto rifles, outside of its solar damage modifier, of course. But luckily enough, its bonus perks warrant a second glance. First, a quick look at its sights. The three sights available for the Abyss Defiant are as follows. Quick Draw IS, offering a agile sight and lightning fast handling. This sight offers no actual zoom enhancement, a 15% buff in reload speed, and a 50% buff in weapon handling speed. The Quick Draw IS sights are basic iron sights that provide little to no view obstruction. It's great for the speed freak type player, offering two very quick and very handy speed buffs. The only downside to the sight in particular is it doesn't offer any range buffs. Next is the Red Dot ORS, offering an accurate sight for precision fire. The zoom enhancement for this sight is 0.3, which is a 30% buff. The sight itself offers a 6% buff in range and a 9% buff in stability. Now, this is my go-to sight for the Abyss Defiant. Any buff in stability and range without penalty on a high rate of fire low impact auto rifle is always nice. And last up is the Red Dot OAS, offering a snapshot sight for enhanced target acquisition. The zoom enhancement for this sight is 0.2, which is a 20% buff. The sight offers a 14% buff in stability without any penalty, a decent option of the three if you just cannot control the rifle stability whatsoever. All the sights are great and are definitely viable in their own right. Choose whichever sight fits your playstyle best. The first of three, that's right, 3 bonus upgrades is Hipfire. Hipfire reduces your bloom circle by 30%. In my opinion, this perk is a less than ideal upgrade on high rate of fire low impact auto rifles, but it does have minimal usage in being an optional upgrade on the Abyss Defiant. The Hipfire upgrade is easily outclassed by the other selectable option on the Abyss Defiant, which is Focus Fire. The Focus Fire upgrade is an extremely recognizable upgrade most commonly used on the ever popular PvP weapon of choice, the Suros Regime. The upgrade itself allows the gun to be fired slower while in ADS, but with increased damage. The rate of fire is decreased by 0.7, but the damage is increased by 33%. The Focus Fire upgrade is, in my opinion, by far the better option of the two. So let's take a quick look at the weapon stability with or without Focus Fire, with or without perfect balance. Now, at first I'm going to be firing the weapon with hip fire without perfect balance, without trying to control the weapon's stability whatsoever. So you can see it jumps up to the right, not the best stability, but then now I'm going to go ahead and fire it without perfect balance again and controlled. I think I go ahead and check to see if See if it's on or it's not on. And it's manageable. It's not preferable to me, but it's manageable. And now I'm going to go ahead and put on perfect balance, and I'm going to not try to control the weapon stability whatsoever, and you guys can see the outcome on that. It's a lot more manageable with perfect balance. I'm always a big advocate of perfect balance, but now I'm going to go ahead and fire it while trying to control it, and to be honest, it's not much of a bigger difference because hip fire is just such a bullet hose, it just sprays everywhere. But we're going to put on my favorite one of the two, which is focus fire, and you guys can see how that one is without perfect balance with no control. Again, it's going to bump up a little bit up and to the right, a little out of just everywhere. I don't like high rate of fire guns without perfect balance, even with focus fire. But I'm going to go and control it. It's a lot more manageable. And now I'm going to go ahead and add perfect balance onto the mix, and you guys can see just how accurate this gun can actually be. Line up my sights on the wall and fire without control with perfect balance. It's kind of shit, but wait till you guys see this last one, which is my favorite of the 8. And it's just a tighter little hitbox, and to me it's more preferable. It's more preferable by far. In the second upgrade column, it has single point sling, offering a bonus speed of 50% while switching between weapons and 10% in or out of aim down sights, otherwise known as ADS. Single point sling is a decent upgrade for those having little to no issue handling the weapon stability, definitely viable for PvP. Next up is perfect balance, offering a 35% buff in stability but a 20% penalty in range. As most of you would know by now, this is my go-to upgrade for these type of auto rifles. Yes, the 20% penalty in range is off-putting, but the Abyss Defiant shouldn't be used in encounters outside of short to mid-range combat. Finally, we have lightweight, offering a 2% buff in your agility stat. Lightweight is also a decent upgrade for those having little to no issue handling the weapon stability. It's definitely viable in PvP as well, where being faster than your opponent can make the difference. The second of the two bonus upgrades is Lichbane. Lichbane offers a chance to disorient hive wizards for a short time, about 3 seconds. I've yet to find any solid info on how often the Lichbane effect actually procs, so if anybody knows, feel free to let me know in the comments and I'll add it in the annotations on the screen. This bonus upgrade is very handy when running strikes in raids with hive wizards, most notably the Crota's End raid on hard mode. Outside of that, you'll be seeing zero benefits from this upgrade at all. The final bonus upgrade for the Abyss Defiant is Hive Disruptor. Now I believe this upgrade allows your weapon to deal an extra 10% more damage to hive majors. I'm not entirely sure on this number, but if anybody knows, again, feel free to let me know in the comments below. Let's talk about how the Abyss Defiant fares in PvE. I absolutely love the Abyss Defiant. It's definitely a legendary throwback to the Soros regime. I find myself using this auto rifle more and more for just about everything. For any nightfall with a solar burn modifier, it's an absolute beast. This is also my go-to gun for the Bridge and Death Singer encounter during the Crota's End raid because of the hive wizards that spawn. For PvE, I prefer to run the red.ors because I like the slight buff in range and stability without any penalty. And because I'm a big stability freak, I run perfect balance for that extra 35% buff. I'll agree it doesn't need it, but the other two perks just didn't seem to measure up in PvE anyway. So that's the setup I run, red.ors and perfect balance. I'm giving the Abyss Defiant a rating of 4 out of 5 for PvE. If I were to compare it to the Vanquisher 8 or the Up for Anything, I would definitely choose the Abyss Defiant based off of upgrades and stats alone. Sure, the other two auto rifles don't have solar damage, but they don't also have focus fire with extremely high stability stat. If I were to compare it on the Vision of Confluence due to its solar damage, I'd say both are great in their own right. Vision of Confluence is a scout rifle and excels in long range bouts where the Abyss Defiant doesn't. The auto rifle does max out at 331 where the scout rifle maxes out at just 300. In the end, I feel both are powerful enough to co-reside in any player's arsenal, especially if you're a frequent raider. To this day, I still run Vision of Confluence for the Vault of Glass and Abyss Defiant in Crota's End raid respectively. Now for PvP, I found the Abyss Defiant to be quite fun to use. In Iron Banner, I did extremely well with the Soros regime, so naturally the Abyss Defiant was an easy transition. Remember, this auto rifle is a legendary, so it definitely frees your special and heavy weapon slot for an exotic weapon. We'll focus on the damage output with hipfire first. With hipfire equipped, the Abyss Defiant fires at 600 rounds per minute, dealing 20 damage to the head and 16 to the body. With hipfire equipped, you'll down an opposing guardian in 9 to 11 headshots and 12 to 14 to the body. Not bad, but not great. With focus fire equipped, The Abyss Defiant fires at 440 rounds per minute, dealing 26 damage to the head and 21 to the body. With focus fire equipped, you'll down an opposing guardian in 7 to 9 headshots and 9 to 11 headshots to the body. Much better, don't you think? So as you can see, focus fire is definitely the better of the 2 bonus upgrades available. Hipfire is okay, but more comedic than practical in my opinion. The Abyss Defiant's 3 middle column upgrades are all decent for PvP as well. Single point sling will keep your weapon swapping at a faster pace, leaving your opponents caught with their pants down. Perfect balance will always ensure you land those ever important headshots with that lovable stability buff. And lightweight will leave your opponents double taking as you run circles around them with that minor speed buff. So for PvP, I run the exact same setup that I use for PvE. Red dot ORS and perfect balance. Red dot ORS gives me everything I like in a sight buff, range and stability. Not to mention the 30% zoom enhancement is always nice for mid-range combat. Perfect balance just lets those headshots pour in like you wouldn't believe. I'm easily downing multiple targets within a single clip because of this upgrade. So for PvP, I'm giving the Abyss Defiant a 4 out of 5. It's definitely a viable auto rifle to take into the Crucible. There's hardly anything that's wrong with the Abyss Defiant when it comes to PvP. The only thing keeping it from being a must-have is its lower impact and range stat, but it's still very good regardless. Now moving on to duality, I'm giving it a Abyss Defiant a solid rating of 4 out of 5. It definitely has more usage in PvE because of its solar damage, and it's just an absolute beast in the Crotos and raid. In PvP, you'll send your opponents reeling with shades of the infamous White Devil known as the Suros regime. But because this auto rifle isn't a guaranteed drop, you're probably asking if it's worth the grind to get it to drop. I'd say it's definitely one of the few hard mode raid weapons that actually is. If you find yourself bagging an Abyss Defiant, level it up and give it a shot. You might be pleasantly surprised at how quickly you dispatch your foes to the dark abyss without much, wait for it, defiance. So that's going to bring us to the end of the weapon review, guys. I hope you guys liked it, and if you did, don't forget to like it again, like it 50 more times. I'm going to be bringing you guys more weapon reviews like this in the future, so please stay tuned. Don't forget to show some more love by leaving a comment, favorite, subscribe. I am Josh, your River City Gamer, and until next time, I will see you guys later.